Okay, once again, here's a quick recap of what we talked about at the Academy of Creatives today. We talked about building your personal brand from scratch and getting your first 100 true fans. And today we dove a little bit deeper into the psychology, into the emotions, into the motivations behind it, not just surface level stuff, so that we can understand the deeper reasons and how we also do this. I shared some amazing personal stories of how I've created amazing fans who've supported me, helped sponsored my projects and businesses, and helped fly me around the world for business opportunities and even to meet up. And also how I've generated clients and people who became deep fans and amazing fans and clients through how I do my personal brand, how I do my social media stuff. So that's really what we talked about, and I'll walk you through it really quickly. So we started with what a personal brand is and what it isn't. So it isn't your colors, it isn't your personal, it isn't your only social media, it isn't your content, it isn't all of that. It's something much deeper, much bigger than that. It really is what people say about you when you are not in the room. It's what people remember about you. It's the emotions and the feelings that you inspire in people. That's what your personal brand is, because people won't remember almost anything about you other than how you made them feel. And that comes with in-person meetings, that comes with online as well. And so personal brand can be in person or it can be online. Of course, it can be hybrid, which most cases it will be hybrid in today's world, day and age. And a lot of it might be online as well. For me, as an example, I have a hybrid personal brand because I'm a local leader. People know me as the leader of the content creators community. People know me as the co-host of the personal growth meetup. They know my stories, they know this personally, but they also, obviously there's a big part of my online audience and my online personal brand, right? So social media is only an aspect, a tool, how you spread, how you grow, how you keep your personal brand intact. It's not the personal brand itself. And something that's a big part of your personal brand is your personality and your uniqueness, right? And so this is how we got started, and it all starts with why. It all starts with why. Why do you want to grow your personal brand? What is the purpose of your personal brand, right? And so some of our members shared that maybe I want to inspire people through travel, or I want to help people, we talked about the emotions and the impact. So I want to help people feel more connected and feel seen and heard. Amazing. That's an amazing why and a mission behind the personal brand. Now you can take it a step further and you ask why again, and you go into why is it important to you personally? What is it about you, your story, or your life that really resonated, that made the most sense in this case, right? So I'll get back to that with the exercise that you will have at the end of this. And that ties very well into getting your first 100 true fans, right? So what makes people want to be your true fan? What makes people want to be your fans? How do you get them to be your fans? Where do you find them, right? And so here it's the key word, as you can see in here, is feelings. It's what you made people feel. That's what they will remember. That's why they want to be your fan, because of how you made them feel. And these are two keys here. It's relatability. They relate to you at some level, and it fulfills some of their needs, right? So it's relatable to them somehow, and it fulfills some of their needs. We talked about the 6 main human needs. They're not on the board, but really quickly, it's certainty and uncertainty. It's love and connection and significance, and growth and contribution. If you are able to fulfill somebody's needs through your brand, through your personal brand, they will become a fan. They will interact with it. They will engage. They will follow you. They will become invested in your story. If they feel like they relate to you, they will become invested in your story. You make them feel something, right? And where you find them, of course, it can be Facebook groups, it can be Facebook, Instagram, social media, meetups. Really doesn't matter where it is, right? And so you combine your mission, the impact that you want to make, and the feelings that you inspire in people, That's what will make them friends. That's what will make them stick around, invested in your story, invested in how you grow, what you do, and how you can impact them, right? And their needs might be, hey, I feel really stuck here and I really need to get out of being stuck in my problem. And through your brand, you help them solve their problem, right? Amazing. Now they will be a fan. Or if their need might be growth and contribution and you help them feel like they're growing, you help them feel like they're contributing, they will be a fan, they will stick around. And now if we get into the main how, right? Okay, how do I do this? It sounds great. I want to have hardcore fans who will give me money, who will support me, who will go above and beyond, who will engage for a long time, and not just for a month or so, but I mean I've had fans who've been following me, who've been with me for years, right? So how do I do this? And what I've discovered through 5 years of doing this is that it comes down to beliefs. It comes down to my core beliefs or your core beliefs about the specific direction, about the specific mission or impact that you want to make. So as an example, right, I want to make impact on social anxiety and social health and help people overcome social anxiety, eliminate social anxiety from the world, right? And one of my core beliefs here is that I believe the best, healthiest way is to not go with medication, or very little use medication just as an assistance to help you start the momentum, but rely on your own resources and natural sources, right? That's one of my core beliefs when it comes to mental health. So people who will be my fans, who will resonate with me, will have similar beliefs, and people want to stick around the people who have same beliefs, who see the world in a similar or same ways, right? So talking about your beliefs and showing your beliefs in your content, and this is where it ties to show and tell, right? You don't want to only talk about your beliefs, you want to show your beliefs, right? And how do you do that? You do that through stories and through scenes. So you show and you demonstrate how you've acted on that specific belief. You demonstrate and you show people how you've done that, right? So as an example, one of the things that I believe about the world is that the best way to achieve financial stability fully long term is to build a business, not to have a job, right? And this is a core belief. So in my business coaching, I wrote a post, and about, with my personal brand, I wrote a post that said the hook, the caption or the headline of it was, as a robo-humanist, I don't believe that having a job is the best way to achieve financial stability. And this post generated a client who's been with me for almost a year. She's had amazing results. She started an amazing business. She's making her own impact now. And she resonated with that belief. And she became a client, she became a fan for a year, almost more than a year now, right? And so with the rest of that post, of course, I also showed how I acted on that belief, how I dropped out of school, because that demonstrated that I'm really standing behind this belief. I also explained about how I started working on my business when I was 19, and then I quit my jobs and I started doing it full time. And I backed up that belief with my actions and also more of where that belief comes from and my family and my story, okay? So that's why it worked so well. So as the whole recap and as your action step, if you want to generate amazing clients and fans and people who will stick around, who will support you for years to come, this is the formula here, okay? And as an exercise, it's in the corner right here, okay? So you want to take your journal and you want to write your double why. Okay, why are you building a personal brand? What's the mission behind it? And also, why again? What is it for you? What is it for you personally? Okay, and I'll get deeper to that when it comes to stories and scenes. Okay, and I'll give you a specific example. Then you want to write what your feelings are. what the feelings that you want to inspire in people, what the feelings that you want to create in people are. And try and be more specific. Don't just say generic inspiration or whatever. Like, no, when people are feeling sad and hopeless, I want them to come find my profile and feel inspired, like they can do anything, like they can do it, like they're not alone, and that they can overcome their social anxiety no matter how deep and how hopeless they might feel. Try and get specific, like maybe I could do better, if I sit down, but you get the point. Then you get into your core beliefs of, okay, what are the core beliefs that you have around these topics? Again, about it goes similarly, right? And then this is the perfect sauce. You get into your stories and into your scenes. Okay, now there's a difference, really quickly. There's a difference between stories and scenes. Story is the overarching story. So that would be for me, like how I overcame social anxiety. And that's a 6-year story, okay? Right? And there's many different things that happened. But within that big story, there are specific scenes where the emotion was the highest, or where something happened when everything changed. That's a scene in my life. That's where the emotion is the highest. That's what you can communicate through your videos. That's what you can do through amazing storytelling. You take people into that scene with you. So as an example, if one of our members said, well, I wanna make people feel inspired and open-minded about travel, right? Okay, so then your question would be, okay, that's my mission. I want to feel, why am I building a personal brand? I want to inspire people to travel. Amazing. Well, why do you want to inspire people to travel? Well, because when I was stuck in my home country and I felt like I was super lost and lonely, and when I first went to travel, it just opened my mind, and it completely changed my life, because just travel showed me how amazing the world is and how amazing people are around the planet. As an example, right? Let's say that. And so then you can find that would be the overarching story, right? And we can find the specific scenes of like what you felt like when you first had a conversation with a stranger on a plane, or what it felt like when you first booked your one-way ticket, or what it felt like when you first left your continent, or really whatever it was that fully inspired you, right? Whether it was a high emotion or whether it was a low emotion. Those are the scenes in your life that you want to look for, that you want to talk about, that you want to communicate, because those exactly show and tell and demonstrate your beliefs, and it will make people feel something, and you can clearly show and explain why you're doing this. And these all together, people will resonate with, and people will become your fans, and people will stick around your brand. And so I hope this completely makes sense. Of course, as always, it's much better to make it to the meetings, have it interactive, and interact with us, do a little bit of the work, brainstorm and do all this. But this is the recap, and have an amazing day, and I'll see you on the next meeting.